Wrestling News. Let's talk about it. Is there a possibility that Shane McMahon could be joining AEW, All Elite Wrestling? Well, you know what? I found an interesting story printed in on Cageside Seats titled, "It sounds like Shane McMahon has talked to AEW wrestlers about joining Tony Khan's company." So let's get down into the nitty gritty of this story. According to Cageside Seats, on a recent episode of the Grilling JR podcast, Jim Ross discussed with his co host Conrad Thompson the possibility of Shane McMahon working in AEW and noted that it might be a great idea. As you can imagine, their podcast received plenty of ridicule from wrestling fans about the notion of McMahon potentially joining AEW. In a follow-up conversation this week, however, Thompson threw a rumor out there to explain why the idea is not crazy at all. This is Thompson speaking, quote, "I saw a few fans, one in particular, who thought this was the most ridiculous thing he'd ever heard. And one guy in particular said, JR's effing senile now, and I took issue with that and engaged a little bit with that. And there was a friend of ours, I'll say, I shouldn't say their name, but he went out of his way to text me and say, hey, that's not as scary as you think. I know for sure that Shane McMahon has reached out to wrestlers on the AEW roster to at least hypothetically discuss the idea. Now, are we saying that's going to happen? No, but we are saying it's not that crazy of an idea, close quote. Jim Ross responded, quote, it could happen, close quote. Thompson, quote, it could happen, right? Close quote. Ross responded, quote, yeah, oh, absolutely, it could happen. And how could he be utilized as a character on television? That's what I'm talking about, is viable. He's got great name identity. People recognize him. Hell, I don't know. I would say it's a long shot, but I can't say that it's impossible because it isn't. And he's a good guy. He still loves the business. He's a sensitive guy. He takes after his mother. And that's a good thing because she's a nice lady. Close quote. Well, you know what? It's not far-fetched. Could be a possibility of Shane McMahon venturing out and working with Tony Khan in AEW for a period of time. Shane blew out his quads the last time we saw him in a pro wrestling ring back at WrestleMania 39 in 2023. His father Vince, who hopefully he doesn't take after, has since been ousted from WWE. It's not clear if the creative team under Triple H's leadership has any interest in bringing Shane back in an on-screen role for the company that the McMahon family controlled for decades. Do you think the idea of a McMahon working for Tony Khan is, quote, BS insane? Or does Conrad's rumor open up your eyes more to the possibility of Shane O'Mac actually becoming All Elite? If you like the content from Black Wrestling News or at Black Wrestling News, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Until next time, I'm Tyrone Bowman.